The bar was pretty packed. Everyone was in the bar.
I made like 8,000 yesterday.
You did?
Not me.
Lucky
bar?
for them.
The bar made, the bar made a lot of money.
You know, that it rained so that it got everybody into the bar to pay for whatever they need.
They sat in the bar. It was good too. I mean, all night, it was non-stop, like everywhere. There was no lull ever.
I donated $73.
Stop and change for 8 hours. Hey, when you get a chance. That's the most annoying phrase. When you get a chance. When I get a chance, I'm gonna take a break. Then I'll have a chance. But it's cool, man. At least today, that's funny that you get the pool's cool. That's the funniest thing about the bar. The funniest thing is there's one bar stool. Entire bar. Yeah, there's one bar stool. That's very true. Wow, what a ghetto thing. I thought about it. We do it. No, nothing's stopping us. When we go to the CZQ bar, it's like everyone like water out of jugs, whatever we need. Looks like an olive. Works. Can I have this? No, we don't have liquor. We don't have grapefruit juice. No, we don't have grapefruit juice. White Russian can't do it. Nothing. What do you have? Beer and vodka. Can I have vodka and the rocks? We don't have rocks. Rocks. Pussies, drink it straight. And then you have the kids, like the 18-year-old kids, like for their girlfriends. Can I get a fuzzy navel, a sex on the beach, a kamikaze, and a slippery nipple? 4 beers? Great. There you go. Oh man. But yeah, it did a lot. It did a lot yesterday. I'm gonna have fun just giving tequila. Oh yeah. What is it? Can I get a tequila? No. It's like beer. Tequila. Rosa. Luis, I'm carrying Enrico's baby and I'm going out with Manuel. Rosa, not my tequila. Hey, from Naples.
Oh, Vitayo. Hey, how are you? How's everything? You're starting with your time.
Yeah, met Paprika. Hey, Kozacha, how nice seeing you.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Your son's in the Washington over here?
Yes. You got major liability, plus you'll never live it down with your conscience that you took him out of a situation and then he died on you or got very sick.
Yeah, I spoke with Holubech.
The man's got a teeter-totter situation.
Nice to meet you.
He's still with it. Like, I mean, he's aware.
Well, it's not for me to make that clinical determination. All I can say to you is that he can't take care of himself.
No.
And that's certainly true. People who don't understand that are really pushing it and don't mean him well and are doing it for their own ego. They're not doing it for the right reason. They're doing it because they want to feel important. They're officious intermeddlers, and as far as I'm concerned, hey, APB on this guy. Soya, Papa.
The man, I think the concert will be outdoors.
Okay. That's good.
So he's a precious guy. I mean, you know, I've known him for 35 years.
Yeah, you've been here, right?
But even way before here, because, you know, my mom, Pokina mama, and він, вони були там активні в науковому турці Шевченка, в Українській академії вільних наук, you know, they're scholars. I mean, and I see this guy, you know, I see him falling and falling and falling and falling. What would I do for him to get it back? That's not for us to say. Боже, дала йому той дих, дала йому ті таланти, і Боже наочно робить так. Taking it away. Сьогодні взяла йому просто вже частину його свідомості, і пам'яті, і вмілості себе опильнувати. Я не знаю, чи вже буде могти дещо написати, то не мені говорити. Відбираємо кожного дня, відбираємо деякі таланти, потім йому колись відбере віддих, і він помре, і ми його поховаємо. Now, what are we going to do about it? We're going to, you know, cause animosity here and try to make believe things are not the way they are. As it is, we're blessed for having had a guy like that.
We need to preserve his work.
То є наш білий монах. Ти знаєш той вираз білий монах? Так, то є наш білий монах, і ми його мусимо вшанувати за те, що він міг нам подарувати. А тепер, to beat a dead horse, it's a terrible analogy, but that's the point. Why do that? Why? Because people now, actually, I think a lot of it is malice, where people want to actually insinuate themselves into some kind of a peripathetic limelight, because all of a sudden they're very concerned about him. What about the 25 years that he was close to eating cat food there?
Right.
What about all those years, що ніхто не був, ніхто йому не поміг? Мали ще ті всі тепер, що такі гора-патріоти з тими всіми руками і кулаками. Вони могли прийти йому допомогти опорядкувати його книжки, They could have put together $1 million fund, щоб переложити і видати його всі книжки. Where the hell were they? You know what I'm saying? А тепер, when he's sick, when he's dying, all of a sudden, everybody's telling a guy like Golubetti, a guy like me, breaking our nuts, saying, oh, we want to do this. Well, shut up. Shut up.
Well, you guys have no self-interest, I know.
Are you kidding me?
Even in spite
I've
of what
made more
they say.
enemies. I've made more enemies in this situation than other situations. Not that I've ever been worried about that, because I'm not here to make friends. And you respect me. That's important for me with my reputation. You like me, I have to earn that, and I'm not going to beg for it. That's all. Yes, we bільше наробив ворогів з тою справою бачення, ніж I don't know for how long, but that's okay. The point is the guy's very precious, and we're not going to do anything that is going to be harmful to him.
What's going to happen to all his like stuff, like his books that are there's still stuff in there, right?
Yeah, that's a well,
And then in his room over here.
The most important thing is його фонди, так як кажеться, ті в його видавниці, ті його речі, що він написав. Там що деякі речі в тому в рукописі є, деякі речі вже є в машинописі, які не мають навіть виглядів надрукування. Навіть виглядів надрукування. So in other words, if we want to really talk, and walk the walk, we put together $1 million, a trust fund, і ми з тих 8-12% видаємо кожного року його речі. If we're really talking the action. Anything else, that's garbage talk. That's stuff that you talk in a bar. Somebody spits over in a spittoon and makes a stupid comment. It's worthless. And he's got a son who's hurting financially.
He's in Ukraine, right?
Він навіть не на Україні не є, він десь є там, і то не в Казахстані, а в комусь іншому Казахстані. Він десь далеко, в Казахстані якийсь такий пан біг знайде то є. So, так само він бідує. Так що ми б хотіли видати його речі, і там йому допомогти його родині. Його син не молодий, his son's in his early 60s already. Це все є прикра історія, знаєш, але факт є, що все ж таки добре, що він міг дожити до тих років, слава Богу, що він подарував нам те, що подарував. І щоб ми могли пошанувати його спадщину, а ми того не вміємо. Ми ще його не поховали, а вже жеремося про totally irrelevant things, things that are totally off the scale. It's not something that we should be talking about. Так якась тітка одна чи друга приїхала з Нью-Йорку чи десь з Нью-Йорку, і вона буде говорити, contrary to what the doctors say, що його треба тут привезти, і вони ще якусь іншу тьотю привезуть з України, щоб вона йому давала якийсь hocus-pocus stuff, що він того вечора ще дістав stroke. Come on, who are we kidding? Shut up. But people don't understand. And Golubetti is a great guy, but he's not a strong enough guy to tell somebody to bug off.
That's you.
Oh yeah, I've got no fear. See, my attitude is I take care of business, and if you don't like it, that's too bad. But when you need something, you will find me, because I'll take care of business. That's all. Same thing with vodka. I mean, the point is that this guy's in a situation where he can't be personally helped anymore and made comfortable, but he can't be made at risk, put at risk. And all these suggestions are essentially putting him at risk, potentially. It's great risk.
Well, that's what I told Damian when he told me about his visit there, and I said, he's got medical coverage, full.
Absolutely.
He's got care there, even though he doesn't like it there probably, it's not, and I'm sure he doesn't.
Well, that's not the issue.
But that's not the issue, right?
That's not the issue.
That's the best.
We want him to live as long as we can.
And I can't make that decision, not being a medical guy, whether he can live by himself.
Well, you're kind of a witch doctor. You do have a reputation of being a witch doctor on the side. So I'm just wondering what you're concocting.
No. I'm saying I'm saying when I heard this story, I knew that based on what people were saying, you can't make a decision.
Of course not.
I don't have enough information, medical information about.
Yes, but it's so arrogant. It's so arrogant for people to come out, to decide that they know better, right?
I think they told me they want him to come here just because it's like his home. Yeah, sure. They said, they want him to die here. This is where he's from. This is where he wants to be, and they want him to I guess spend his last days here rather than the nursing home.
Death, is that really an act of love? That's not an act of love. They can accelerate his death.
It's also if he's miserable there.
He's miserable only because generally he's kind of a guy that's a pretty codger kind of guy anyway. He's an independent thinker, and he was
independent guy.
He was complaining here also, and yet he managed.
Yeah.
But medically, I mean, that's the underlying main issue, and that's it. That has to control everything. You got all sorts of poets and retired dentists and all sorts of other people come around and deciding what's best for him.
Yeah.
You know.
I visit him. That place is like, I mean, there's some people there who are like really.
But what do you expect? It's
like,
it's not a Club Med.
Yeah.
You know, but that's all right. He's getting what he needs. He's getting what he needs. And there's a price to be paid for anything. And one of the prices that's paid. If we really took care of him 15 years ago and we had a real nice endowment for him, we could have had round-the-clock medical treatment here of it by an RN.
Yeah.
But we didn't.
Yeah,
But we didn't.
No money. That's expensive.
Yeah. So when you're on Medicaid, that's what you get. They don't come out to a 2-room rat hut, 20, 25 miles from Liberty. You go where they are, and you get the medical treatment. So that's it. I mean, it's not even a point of discussion. But, and it's not too late to start something for him, because he would understand that we're doing something very special, because his works are his children.
Yeah.
But nobody's taking care of that.
That's you have to, yeah.
They're going to wait till he dies. Then they're going to all make themselves feel very important by showing their faces about how they're collecting things. But if you want to really show him some love, why don't you, put together some money and get a contract for one of his new books? That would really give him special pleasure, special joy. That's an act of love. Yeah, if you want to talk about act of love, that's an act of love. But why would anybody think in those terms? Their egos have to come first. All these officious intermeddlers or interlopers. Let's see. Tak надеюсь, что на Украину поедут.
Just missed.
Well, he just missed it because Ukraine just went down under for another 10 years.
For you, if you're healthy, doesn't matter.
No, but
No,
but what I'm saying is, обставини там тепер знову зайшла ніч така чорна.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Stefan.
He worked the bar yesterday.
Oh yeah.
He made $200. He gave me the $200 for the purchase of the two ends. And that's, I said, interview him for that.
Dobra kurka.
Why did he do that? He works hard for that money.
Well, that's wonderful. Good for him. He ought to get a tax exemption.
He will get it.
Good.
But he gave it to me in cash. We need to send him a receipt.
That's wonderful. Well, that's wonderful. Well, I hope this works because the Hasidims are fast on the trail.
Yeah.
I'm sure they are.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're sniffing. They're sniffing a nice movable fence.
Yeah, right between the Ukrainian.
In fact, when they put that fence, they put rubber poles there. That's the only line of fencing that has rubber poles and not steel poles. Did you know that?
No.
So they could just roll right over it and take this whole damn place out. You didn't get that, did you?
I'm a little tired. I got it now.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, I'd be ashamed.
If you can do it. Треба було якогось дядька with a damn bequest, якийсь $1.5 somebody croak.
Yeah, to do
Get a nice bequest and get a nice
do improvements here, right?
Because otherwise, what happens? You buy it. How are you going to support it?
Well, you gotta keep the fundraising going. That's the thing. But you have time then. You have time then.
But you have another 2 months.
Yeah. Well, we almost have the money.
I'm gonna call those Ukrainian Hollywood people and see if they know anybody who's interested in investing in.
Ukrainian Hollywood people.
I met some people in LA,
Oh.
like Ukes who were involved in media, like
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Food and Jack Palance.
Yeah. Call this guy Suluk.
Saluk?
Suluk. S-O-L-U-K. Remember Suluk Films?
No.
Yeah. His wife and his 3 kids come to Glenspale to Narrowsburg.
Oh, really?
Avrilak family. I don't know if the name rings a bell. New York. But he's in Hollywood.
Yeah.
He probably knows some folks.
Huh.
Again. Thank you.
The house was larger than life. And you walk in as a kid, and then it's burnt down, and that's what you remember. Maybe the fireplace wasn't the size of a man, but it seemed when I looked as a small kid, I looked that way. and it seemed, you know.
And what was this?
This was in 1976. I was 7 years old, and my father, the veterans, used to congregate, and I was grabbed in. Like my father took me. My mother went with the women. They used to separate like the old country, which they probably still do. And they used to go there, and a lot of drinking went on. You know? And you know, it seemed maybe it's more maybe it wasn't much bigger than the main house, you know, where the restaurant is.
It's a pretty big house, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the service tower was very scary, also. It seemed like, you know, it was big, you know, tall, like an Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Do you remember all the bricks they took out of the house?
No.
You know, behind, you got the main house. When you go to the left, you're looking at the main house from Ivan Frankov. You go to the left towards the dance camp.
Yeah.
In those woods behind the new barracks, you have the all the brick was deposited. It was like a mound of brick. And eventually they used the brick in different areas around here. So it's too bad. That was what my father's friend said. That was the beginning of the end of Glen Spey, 1976.
Really?
And then whoa. Well, through the 80s. It was still constant. Then 1988 was one of the biggest festival years when we celebrated 1,000 years of Christianity. And then 91 was the last big festival. Ukrainian independence, between like 91 and 92, that was the big drop.
Yeah. Why?
So we're hoping to, I was invited by your father, by Mr. Kulaji, and by others to join this committee. And Peter Jellica donated some cash, and I'm going to donate some. We're going to do something about it so we could have a festival next year. And your father committed, and other members committed to saying that, it would stay to say that we get to use the bar. So I thank you for listening to this and spreading our ways.
It's interesting.
You got, that's good. I mean, eventually, you know.
Why do you like this place? What is this place? How have your experiences been?
My experiences here have been great. I feel like part of the family. I had gone away straight to the UNA because I went for the big one. When I was younger, after college, and my political feelings, I strove for the UNA because that was the cream of the crop, 70 million versus 25 million. But I got backstabbed there at the convention and so forth. And this is my home. Here, I got a room above the bar. My friends could come and party and have a good time, get drunk, whatever they want to do. That is what I love about it.
It's like a community.
It. Yeah, it's a salah.
Yeah, it's the village.
And the way you drive up in the church, and even the fact that the Jewish camp is close by in Ukraine, this Jewish sect originates in Ukraine. I mean, in western Ukraine and eastern Poland, whatever, in that Galicia. And so it's like the Salah, you would drive to the Jewish section. The Jews live, you know, right next to you. It's so ironic that is, you know, what goes on here.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's like everybody's, you come in, you just know everybody. You know, for years and years and years.
The compromises also. This is a place of compromise. It's between Sum and Srizuka. Yeah. Everybody's here.
Yeah.
You got the ultra right, ultra left, and the center.
Yeah. It's everybody. It's cool.
I don't know how your experience, how you were connected to your grandparents or your mother's side.
I've been coming here every summer. You know, we have our...
But who was connected? Your mother or your father?
My father. My father's father's one that bought the house and fixed it up. We added a little extension to it.
Yeah, I like that house.
Yeah, it's a cool house.
And it's close. And it's
right there.
All kids at Cook Street.
Yeah.
It's sad that a few houses fell into the wrong hands.
Yeah, it's bad. You know, that kid broke into my house from the house down the street. He stole money.
When?
It's past spring.
Stole money? I mean, how was money up here if you're downstate?
I had some money. I had like $200, like in my room, you know, just to have.
In the winter? You kept it here?
Yeah. And he came in. And I know it's him. Like I've been told, people, you know, who look.
Somebody broke into this and they tagged it. Do you notice the tag art?
No.
Upstairs in the barracks where we were?
No.
And also on the driveway where that bulletin board is. There's tag art.
Really? I didn't notice.
Like, to be black. You know, they want to be black. You know, they think it's so cool. It's an actually insult to the blacks when those kids, you know, take on those traditions. It's the Little Richard syndrome. Since the late 50s, whites were on to be black, the rock and roll movement. And I guess the jazz is actually prohibition. You know, it was cool to see like Louis Armstrong jazz. You went to Harlem, to Cotton Club, you know. But that was a different one. But now it's, you know, they want to be rap, they want to destroy things, tagline.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mind. I'm proud of what I am. And I don't mind. I'm happy. You know, I support the black is the black, the white is the white, the Puerto Rican. Each group has its intricacies and its achievements for America.
Yeah. It does.
I can't speak too English, I'll have to speak in English for now, and somebody else maybe will say a few words in Ukrainian. I want to inform everybody this is a very serious situation. This is no joke, as they say. Time has run out. The UFA has been notified by the Pennsylvania Insurance Department that they must part with Verkhovyna, and they must part immediately. They have to sell it. On June 20th, the UFA and the Ukrainian American Cultural Foundation met, and it was decided unanimously by the UFA board that they will sell the Verkhovyna resort to the Ukrainian American Cultural Foundation for a total price of $925,000. So far, we have accumulated through donations and various other means. We have available approximately $540,000. We are looking for another $400,000. We are planning on going into contract within the next week or two, as soon as possible. 10% will be put down on contract, and in 2 months, we must go to closing. Number one, if we don't raise $400,000 in 2 months, in 60 days, then all will be lost. Not only will our down payment be lost, but Verkhovyna will be lost forever as well. Somebody will buy it, somebody totally foreign. We will no longer have such festivals that we have today, and no longer will we hear such beautiful singing and dancing as we see today. Therefore, I urge all of you to take this not as a threat, but as a dire emergency, that we raise a sum of approximately $400,000, and we need to do it now. There is no more time. There has been some people that said, well, when the end comes, let me know, and we'll do it. Let me see what you have done. Well, we have about $540,000 available. We need less than half. Don't let this happen that we will lose Verkhovyna forever. Came up with an idea, because of the dire urgency of the matter, we came up with an idea that if we had only 1,000 people that are in a position financially to donate $1,000, I'm sorry, 400 people with $1,000 would give us the $400,000 necessary to close this transaction. This is totally tax deductible to the full extent of the law, since the Ukrainian American Cultural Foundation is a bona fide charitable organization, 501c3 organization, that has been granted the status by the Internal Revenue Service of the United States. Our future plans, very quickly, please read the flyer. This flyer is going around in white and yellow. They look such as this. We'll give you a brief synopsis of what our plans for the future are as far as what we intend to do. But I can assure you one of the primary things we intend to do is carry on the tradition that the UFA has established for the past 40 years or so. Well, actually, as I understand it, this has been in existence for about 90 years. So we will continue the great things that they have started, and we will hopefully expand. I don't want to go into any more detail because there's no time, but the flyer has a little synopsis of whatever else we plan to do, and also feel free to call the number to get further information. A little bit about the fact that I want to say that a lot of people have reservations about donating money because they figured, well, if we donate, we don't know where the money's going to go for, and somebody's going to pocket it. Let me say in brief and in short that is not the case. Everybody that's working for the Ukrainian American Cultural Foundation, who is a member of the board, these are non-paid individuals, and according to the bylaws that I have established, will never ever be in a position where they will be able to get paid. This has to be done totally on a bona fide basis, on a charitable basis, on a basis of the fact that these people have something in their heart that perhaps they want to keep the tradition of the Ukrainian culture going, and therefore we will not allow to get paid in any way, shape, or form, or remunerated in any shape or form. Any professionals, such as attorneys or accountants, obviously, that will work for the organization to audit the books and to file papers, they obviously will be paid, but there will not be people that are working for the foundation as as board members or anything like that. They will be hired from the outside. So I can assure you that there will be no skimming off the top in any way, shape, or form. This question has come up. Ever since we started this 3 years ago, nobody has got paid. In fact, every one of us paid ourselves our own way. So, ladies and gentlemen, children, everybody, please, oh, I got cut off. No more time is left. This is it. If we don't get this money raised, we're done. Next year, you might want to say this is the last time you're going to be sitting here. We've said this a couple of times, but this is really it, because it has been decided that it must be sold, and if it's not going to be sold to us, it's going to be sold to the next buyer. There has been offers greater than $925,000 to the UFA. This is what we've been informed. People are ready, willing, and able to buy it, and these are people that are not of the Ukrainian descent, evidently. So therefore, you will not see these kind of festivals again. Thank you very much for your time, cooperation. Please, we have a tent to my left, up there by the Western Union, which you can probably come and do your pledges or write a check. We need it desperately. Obviously, we're looking for 400 people for $1,000, but any kind of donation is welcome. As you can see in my flyer, even from $1 up. And if you can't give money, if you're really destitute to that point, please help us in any way you can by spreading the word or by going around and helping out with flyers and that kind of thing. Thank you very much for your courtesy and your time. I apologize if I took so much. Well, please ask me questions on the side, because we have to continue with the program. There's no time, but I'll answer your question on the side. Thank you very much. Thank you, Roman.
Thank you, Mr. Tahanin. Ladies and gentlemen.
Wish I had a tripod. They just like stand in front of you.
Пані і панове, старші молодої молоді і молоді ровесники мої, вітаю вас на 25-му з'їзді Української молоді Америці. Це є ювілей, який ми особливо мусимо відсвяткувати. З радістю, що пройшло ціле чверть століття, з радістю, що я колись з малими дітьми, з жінкою приїжджав сюди, і сьогодні Господь Бог благословив мене приїхати і з вами стрімити. Це ювілей, який мусить створити історію українській громаді в Америці з огляду на це, що як ми, от ця група, що сьогодні приїхала, не створить цієї історії, може бути...
Наближається той час, що наш фестиваль скоро буде кінчатися. Ваша численна участь в ньому є великою нагородою для тих, що цей фестиваль монтували і виконували. За вашу так чисельну участь прийміть від усіх нас щиру подяку і признання. Безперечно, що успіх цього ювілейного фестивалю це в першу чергу заслуги ансамблів і мистецьких груп, які тут виступали з репрезентативними програмами і мистецькими інноваціями. Дозволю собі відмітити, що всі ці мистецькі групи – це одні з кращих України, Канади і Америки. І ми та вся українська громада є горді за них та щиро вдячні за їхні труди і посвяту. Все те разом є підтвердженням успішності, корисності і необхідності наших імпрез, що набули широкого розголосу і популярності та утвердилися в опінії громади як одна з культурних подій, яку варто побачити і якої не можна пропустити. Маємо надію, що це не останній наш фестиваль і що з Божою поміччю вони будуть продовжуватись. Ще раз щира подяка всім виконавцям мистецької програми, які прибули до нас з України, Канади і Америки. Зокрема, Тарасові Петриненкові, Тетяні Горобець з України і танцювальному ансамблю «Україна» з Канади, Василеві Попадюкові і дівчаткам Черешеньки, солістам Богданові Сікорі і Анні Бачинській, а також нашому воркшопові Ромі Премії Богачевської. Велика і щира подяка Романові Василику за направду професійне ведення мистецької програми в обох мовах. Щира подяка фестивальному комітетові на чолі з паном Ярославом Гавором, як також всьому штабові його працівників.
після панства Крупків і Арденів по $1000 щодали, зголосилися Зиновій і Христя Їжак $1000. Пан Василь Сосяк $1000. Пані Оля і Іван Ростішевський $1500. Інженер Іван і Ірина Мокрівські $100. Пан Юрко Федорів $1000. Пан Роман і Оксана Підгородецький $1000. Євшан з Канади $1000. Арка з Канади $1000. Панство Всеволод і Лідія Саленко $5000. Я сердечно дякую. Я дуже прошу всіх, ми тут будемо стояти біля сцени. Нехай приходять ті добродії, що розуміють момент історії нашої в Америці. Зголошуйтесь, декларуйтесь, щоб в слідуючій свободі Америці, Віклі і в народній волі появилися ваші імена. Сьогодні ми творимо історію, продовжуємо те, що було, на все, щоб ми мали честь бути тут. Дякую.
That was funny.
Дуже дякую всіх. Я прошу, щоб всі на сцені ще раз прийшли назад. Всі наші виконавці, прошу на сцену знову, вставайте. Так, всіх нашим виконавцям щиро дякую. Таку гарну програму. І аж доки ви тут на сцену, я хвилиночку, щоб всі потрималися, бо я б хотів тепер представити отця Нестора Коваля. На останній хвилині дам дати благословення. Отче.
Дуже дякую, пане Ромцю. Я буду говорити тільки 3 хвилини. Перше по-англійськи, а пізніше по-українськи, якщо дозволите. Високопреподобні отці духовні, дорогі брати і сестри, дорога наша тітуша молода. We are gathered here today at this 25th anniversary of the Ukrainian Youth Festival at Verkhovyna.